Okay. Hello, everybody. So for my summer resolution, I am going to watch one movie a day and try to leave a review on it every single day. So today we're gonna be talking about Novocaine. Um, Novocaine is probably, to preface, probably one of the most average action movies I have ever seen in a while. Um, the pacing is not very strong, uh, and there's a multitude of reasons why I gave it the 2.5 star rating that I did. Um, so yeah, let's just start off with what I thought wasn't very good throughout the film. Like I said, the pacing felt just kind of off to me, at least. I feel like it can go really fast, but at some points it just slows down so much that it really feels a lot longer than like an hour and 40 to 50. Um, Another reason why I did not think that this movie was particularly strong also is the writing is not very good, and it could use some work. I feel like the writing doesn't nearly it isn't nearly as strong as it probably should be for a movie like this. Um, it's kind of dry. Just found out that it really just kind of falls dry sometimes, and I mean, yeah, there's nothing really you can do about that. They just didn't make it as interesting as they probably could have made it. um, I wanted to bring up some kind of plot holes, I guess, or like continuity issues that I found. Like Jack Quaid's character, what is his name? Fucking Nathan Kane. Um, they mentioned that he has like bladder issues every like 3 hours, but it in the movie I feel like it had been like way more than 3 hours, but they do mention that, so I won't give that a hard time. But another one is the scene where he punches the glass and like punches the glass on the floor repeatedly to get the shards into his hand. Like some of the next shots over just were like it just didn't show that he had like a lot of damage to his hands, which I thought that that's kind of an issue considering that he just punched the floor multiple times. And yeah, it just didn't show that he had major damage to one of his hands. um it kind of just got a little boring at times. I feel like with a movie like this, it could be way more interesting and just way more action filled, not like to the point where the entire movie is just carried by action scenes with little to no plot like Love Hurts, but more or less like the dialogue wasn't nearly as interesting as I feel it should be. And some of the action scenes were fight scenes, and that's kind of it. But I mean, most of them were good. It's just it can feel dry. um I do want to bring up that in my personal opinion, I feel like the jokes really just don't hit the mark nearly as much as they probably should be hitting. But that's just me, and comedy is subjective. So another thing I had written down about this movie is like I feel like they don't ever exaggerate how badly his injuries are. Like he's able to just get up and walk around regardless of the fact that like he has like bodily injuries that should be preventing him from doing anything. But we'll I guess we'll let that like as it's for the action. His name is Novocaine. Another thing I wanted to mention, good thing this movie does good is fuck the Chargers, fuck the Rams, fuck the Lakers, fuck the Clippers, and fuck the Padres. All right. I also wanted to bring back the amount of just one-liners that are kind of spammed throughout this film. It kind of falls into the same trope as like the Minecraft movie, where it's trying really hard to, make it interesting, but in the sense of they're trying to make it interesting by just saying a bunch of like cheesy one-liners, and they don't really come off too great. I want to say, like they could have been done better. Yeah, and also like their job of subverting expectations isn't very good. Like I think when they try to subvert the audience's expectations, it just falls flat because I feel like it's kind of predictable at some points. And yeah. I also wanted to bring up like, fuck, I know it's a movie, but like, why does everybody who shoots a gun in this have stormtrooper aim? Like, I don't know. Jack Nicholson, or no, sorry, not Jack. Ray Nicholson's character, like, misses like a bunch of times and then just domes some guy in like a car, and I was like, all right, like, stormtrooper ass aim. And yeah, I probably laughed the hardest about this movie when Ned appears on screen, or Jacob Battalion. Yeah. He was really funny. The CEO of sex has saved us. But now, I guess I could talk about why I liked this movie, because there were some good reasons to why people can like this movie. One of the things I wanted to bring up was the cinematography. I mean, listen, the cinematography isn't great by any means, but it's definitely solid, and it's not like the worst cinematography I've ever seen. I definitely think it's just mid or average cinematography, especially for an action movie. I also wanted to bring up that Jack Quaid's performance in this was great. If you really like Jack Quaid, you should probably go out and watch this, considering, that was really his performance in that really, made the movie. Same thing with Ray Nicholson. Okay, Jack Quaid and Ray Nicholson together on screen, great. They acted great, had great characters. But that's basically about it. Another thing I really enjoyed about this movie was the scene where, he has the arrow in his leg and he traps the guy's head in between his legs, and he pushes the arrow through his leg, both of his legs, to like impale the guy in the head. I thought that was sick. That's a pretty good scene. It was a pretty entertaining movie. I just feel like it could have been more entertaining because, it has a good concept. I feel like they could have executed the concept just way better than they actually did. I do want to say that the practical effects are pretty cool. I thought the makeup was sick. Like, Jack Quaid's hand was nasty as hell. When he, put his hand in the fryer to grab the gun, I thought that was pretty good. I actually thought that scene was pretty cool too. But his hand was pretty gnarly, and I thought that was pretty cool. But all in all, at the end of the day, Novocaine is one of those movies where, there's really nothing to write home about. It's, like an average action movie to get people in the seats and just to watch something that'll entertain them, which, I mean, at the end of the day, that's what film is supposed to do. I just feel like, it had the potential to be something very interesting and like a very good action movie, but it just kind of falls flat and it fails to do the things that it's trying to do. And yeah, day one. That's my review of Novocaine. Thank you guys. All right.